Okay, Monday morning, week of body power. Latest updates. Blood results last week. Creatine high, expected. Urea high, expected. FLT, liver function test, LFT, sorry. 122, so lower than I expected. Obviously high than normal, but nowhere near danger issues. Blood pressure quite good. 127/79. I think that's what it was. Or 137/79. Anyway, it was decent, especially considering my weight, usage, and everything else. Only bad one. RBC very, very high, to be expected. But potassium levels high, just above normal range. So, obvious one would be kidney function, reduced kidney function. Could be dehydration. When I've looked back and checked, my water intake hasn't been anywhere near as high as I thought it was. In fact, I made a conscious effort yesterday and struggled to hit 5 litres. So, definitely dehydrated. However, the high potassium starts to explain things. The water retention in my legs is down to the high potassium. The strained pains in my quads is down to the high potassium. And some of my breathing may be down to the high potassium. I accept that at my weight and my level of fitness, which isn't a lot, that it may only be a contributing factor, but there's definitely a possibility there. Now, this ends up with a couple of questions. Is renal function declined, or has declined? Or am I just showing elevated potassium levels in my blood because it's in my blood and not in my cells? So is it an NAK pump issue or is it a renal issue? First suspect would be renal, kidney issue. More blood tests done, should get results today or tomorrow. However, it could be NAK pump issue, which would explain hydration, muscular hydration issues. So it's a bit of a weird one. Gear-wise, I don't think there's any one single culprit. Trend is known to be a bit harsh on it, but I think the effect is nominal. Orals, again, could be causing issues more than injectables. It's hard to tell, really. However, what I didn't realise after doing some research, found out that just my sheer weight, my sheer size, can cause the same problem. It does not have to be drug related. The fact is, it's quite common in obese people and anyone that's carrying a large body weight. More so even with increased muscle mass because of the extra work the glomai have to do within the kidney. So, obviously something that needs monitoring. Otherwise, though, not really too sure about it at the moment. We'll know more hopefully tomorrow and we'll give you an update when I do. In the meantime, big effort to up hydration and see if that improves this ever increasing water retention I seem to currently have. I do think the water retention is also linked to oral, so I'm very tempted at the moment to drop my orals, which really isn't near theirs. I mean, I'm finishing on Friday anyway, so my last shot's Thursday, sorry. So I've got a shot test today, shot test on Thursday, that's me done. So I don't really have much effect if I drop the orals now. Started with Aquaman this morning, just started to run an over-the-counter diuretic and see if that had any effect. and we'll go from there. So I'll keep you updated on that. Not overly panicked, but respectfully cautious of it, I think is the best way of putting it. Otherwise, pretty good. Backed off and pushing the weight, gone more for feel within the workouts, and banked 2 decent workouts. Last 2 have been quite good. Happy there. A weird strange strain in my right armpit. Turned out to be my pec minor. Daft as it sounds, and you wouldn't, well, I'll admit it. I actually thought my pec minor was somewhere else. I thought it was more upper pec. It was something that was explained to me by my surgeon when I tore my pec tear, and I'd always taken that as being correct and never questioned it. Now I know it's underlying, and for whatever reason it seems to get hit quite a bit when I train chest. I'm assuming this is because my left side, because my major's detached, my minor's taking the workload on my left, and this is translating across into my right as well. There was also a strain to, I can't remember its full name, something brachiolis, but it attaches into the insertion in the armpit and halfway down the upper humerus, which would explain the pain I had running between bicep and tricep. Now that I commonly strain on both arms, probably a result of the disproportionate size between my chest and my arm, and associated power differences as well, but at least now I know what it is. Not quite sure what I can do about it, but at least I now know what it is. Otherwise, all good. Busy week prepping for body power. Shaved my hairy ass the other day. We'll be getting him act. Normally I'd run MT2, but I just haven't had time to hit the sunbeds, so I'm going to go very gay and go for a spray tan. A bit scared about that, really. Just to put a bit of colour on me. I know, I can't go down there looking at Casper the fucking friendly ghost like I do at the moment. That's about it, really. Like I say, training settled. Just getting back into feeling and more focused, and sort of taking the emphasis off weight for a while. Give everything a rest and a break. Sleep clinic, I think on the 24th, 21st or 24th, I need to check that. But otherwise, yeah, not bad at all. In general, really pleased with blood work results, like I say, apart from this renal thing, but even then I'm only just above the upper scale, and I think that my edema may be a combination of kidneys under stress and poor hydration as well, and it's a sort of few factors that are contributing more than any one thing that's causing the problem, but I'll address what I can. Keep working down with the GPs. The GP seems to be really good on this at the moment, so I'm quite happy to stay with that. And we'll see where we go with it. I'll keep you posted. But yeah, otherwise, not bad at all, I'm trying to think. No, don't think there's anything. Oh yes, I was going to give you a sort of size update. I haven't done the measurements yet, but I will do. Roughly, from what I have done, I need to find me a piece of paper with my original ones on. I'm sitting at 25 stone 3. I started at 21 stone 10. Okay, not as lean as that, but markedly conditioned, I would say, was definitely comparable to body power last year when I was 23, 22 and a half, 23. So we're looking at a good, solid 2 stone, which for the 6-month growth period, I can't grumble at, I really can't. Got carried away because I was getting so big and so strong that I thought we would have even more. But being realistic and looking at the overview of all this, that, you know, you can't grumble at 24 pound of muscle, can you? I know it's not exact, and I know there's some solid gains, let's put it that way. Size-wise, I've banged just around 2 inch to 1.75 inches, 2 inch on each arm, 1.5 inches, 2 inch on each calf, I think it's about 3 inches on each thigh, 4 inches on my chest, and unfortunately with my distension and my water blow, about 3 inches on my waist, but I know what that is. Waist gain has actually been minimal. And that's otherwise feeling alright, to be honest. The water retention's getting on top of me a little bit because it is bad. In a way, it's also quite embarrassing. Anyway, I have got a pair of shorts because I've got a decent set of calves and I was going to show them off at Bodypower, but if I don't get this water retention under, there's no way I'm walking around with water baby balloon bottom half legs. So it'll be jeans all the way. That's about it. Looking forward to BP. Extra haul this year, so it's going to be even bigger than ever. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll find out when we get there. Yeah, that's about it. Did a security job for a friend of mine. Basically it was an MMA fight and I did ringside security for him. I don't work the doors anymore, I haven't worked the doors for years, but I do help this guy out every now and again. On Saturday night, God, I hated it, I won't be doing it again, but spent more time having my picture taken with the fighters because they wanted pictures of me, so if that's any indication, I could be quite busy at Bodypower, but we'll see. Looking forward to it. I got a meeting down there with my boss from my day job about some stuff he's developing on the Friday. So we're going to meet for a coffee and have a bit of a chat about that. And we'll go from there. I'm not going to see the pro show. To be honest, I can't be asked. But I will be watching the push-pull. Very, very keen to see Andy Bolton and Benny go head-to-head, both friends of mine, and I'm really looking forward to see them two guys and see what they put up. Also, a couple of other friends are lifting. Tatty and Bronwyn are both lifting in push-pull as well, so it'd be nice to see them. And that's about it, really. Preps this week. Shite, shave and shit and all that crap, and get food ready for the journey down on Thursday. I'm there all day Friday, all day Saturday, coming back Saturday night. And that's it really. We're stopping a little B&B out of the way, so if we want to be private we can be, because I think it could be quite hectic. And it's going to be good to catch up with old friends. Some people I only see there, I don't see them any other time of the year. So, this is going to be quite a long little vid. Sorry for that, I know I tend to ramble. But reflecting back on this cycle and what I've done, yeah, happy. It was too long. I think that's the key thing I've taken away from this. It was too long. My body just had enough, and I think mentally to a point I'd had enough as well. I kept dragging on, but it was just injury and niggle and injury and niggle, and I think in future we're going to be looking at the 12-week mark for a cycle, maybe at a push 16 if things are going really well. Otherwise, the adaptations with diet that I've done with working with my mate Hilly have made my diet a lot more practical, a lot more easy to maintain. And I mean, I'm holding weight now, I'm ticking over in the gym. Don't get me wrong, I'm not training like a fanny, but I'm still ticking over for me. And the same with food, I'm ticking over, I'm not force feeding, I'm not pushing it in. And everything's quite comfortable, and I'm sitting happily at this weight with no real issues. So, get this PCT out of the way and see where we stand. PCT wise, normally I run Dr. Scally's Power PCT, which for those that don't know is, I think it's a 20-day blast of 2 or 2,500 IU every other day of HCG, 100 mg of Clomid every day, and I think it's 40 mg of Nova every day. Clomid ends at about 30 days, or maybe 40, and I think the Nova runs on for about 50. Now, I've normally run that, but because I've run HCG in the background throughout this cycle, I'm thinking of doing the same, but reducing the initial HCG blast down to 1,000 IU. And we'll see where we go from there. So that's my initial plans. I was considering tapering, but I think just because of the half-life, the taper is going to be great enough with the half-life. I need to sit down and calculate my half-lives off my dosage. But roughly, I think we're looking at about 2.5 to 3 weeks post last injection on Thursday that the HCG and everything will start. Nova I'm already running, so I'll just maintain that, and I'll bring Clomid in probably in about 2 weeks for the last injection. And that's it. I mean, learnt a lot. I need to be a bit tempered with my training, in the sense that if I can't get the weights I want to get, I need to adapt and flip and go more focused on feel and pump and a little bit more volume, I suppose, just to get something quality out of the workout. I always do this, and I never do it, but I've got to start stretching more. I've got to keep the shoulder mobility up. That's my main restriction. That's really it. Cycle wise, the double dose of Deca, the Decanandrolone and the MPP together seem to be my magic potion. Obviously, depending on what tests come out, will affect my choices when it comes to whether I'm going to run orals or not next time round. But the main thing now is sleep issues, get them dealt with, though they seem to have improved of late, which I'm not quite sure why, though I still do feel fatigued quite a bit, but that could just be my sheer size. Obviously get this renal function issue sorted, if it is renal, which I think it's just under stress myself. Get the PCT out of the way, get some downtime, get all my niggles cleared up, my tendinitis sorted out, which isn't a lot really. And then I'll have my holiday in August, all being well, and be back on beginning of September as it stands. DVD should be out end of June. JG Films are starting to hype that up quite a bit, so that should be good. And that's really it, guys. I will do an update after bodypower, and obviously I will continue to update my PCT. But yeah, the next vid I think I'll do will be more psychological, based on how I'm feeling with everything. But all in all, pretty good, pretty happy. Bit of a damp finish. Would like to have come in all guns blazing as opposed to limping across the line as I have, so to speak. But the big picture is good. Yes, interesting experiment. Long way to go yet. I'm definitely not done. And we will just see how we go from here. But so I'll keep you guys updated on medical issues. And I hope those that are going to BP have a good time. If you're about, don't be shy. Come up, say hello. It's not a problem. Hopefully I'll see a lot of you guys, and I can put faces to names that I see on the page. Otherwise, I'll take care, and I'll speak to you soon.